Alright, so hello and welcome. What I have here for you today is a video on how to build the livery I use in GT Sport and really racing games with a livery editor. The design I use is a design that harkens back to when I played Need for Speed Carbon. I really like the tools that they gave you in that game because you could do a lot. I posted a video way back in 2009 showcasing my cars using a crappy old camera. Of course, when those were put together I was an edgy teenager, and whenever I use the paint job nowadays, it's a lot more subdued. No flames, just the 3 stripes down the center of the car, and the 2 slanted stripes on the fender of the driver's side. Sometimes I'm at the mercy of what future games give me, and sometimes I can do whatever I want. I can definitely put together my paint job in Need for Speed 2015 pretty easily, but unfortunately it doesn't translate that well in Need for Speed Payback. It's a paint job I just use in a lot of games. It's simplistic. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. So here's how we put it together. So first off, we go to paint, this black over here, put it to metallic. There's, other, colors that you can use for the peripheral things that aren't covered by these things, but yeah, typically I just go with that. Wheels, all up to you really, but what I always use is the center lock ones for the racing cars. I run Bridgestones on the road tires, Hancooks I run on dirt cars. Alright, so first what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set our first stripes. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And this red right here, duplicate that. Make sure they go all the way up through the trunk. There we go. And then rear we go again. This white stripe here. Alright, now for this one, this has to be a certain thing that's not available as a swatch immediately. So the magic values you need for this one are saturation of 36, light value of 32, and hue is 16, but after the 106 update it defaults to 15. Still, it's pretty much the same color I'm looking for. Alright, so we'll duplicate that. And there we go. So, got those stripes on the trunk all done. Rear wing, let's go ahead and pretty much do that exact same setup there. Okay, so let's bring it in a little bit. Make sure it gets lined up with the stripes on the trunk. Red over there. And center stripe. Again, just making nice fine adjustments using the tilt or the skew function by holding R1, and just making it a little skinnier using slight taps of the right analog stick. So there we go, and boom. So next part is my least favorite part, the roof. So because we don't have a setting that tells you what rotation, exactly how rotated the decal is in terms of degrees, we just kind of eyeball it and then bring it over to there. It's not so much a problem with the first stripe because there's a horizontally placed one. However, for the dual stripes, this one you gotta eyeball. So bring it there, let's straighten that, and then make that longer. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit tapering off on that right side, so just slight taps of the R2, and it looks almost like we got it, but there's still a little bit off the side, so make it a little skinnier, and we're good. So move it to the right, and let's recolor it. Alright. Next is the hood. Over there. Red on there. And once again, the big stripe. Widen that out a little bit. And to the front. Same deal. Color red. And get the center one in there. And then cover that. Maybe widen that out a little bit so it's in line. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so another thing I do is the two red stripes that just kind of, just sort of slant off of the front fender. To me, it's a thing I always thought was really cool, and I thought it was kind of an original idea just having it on one side like that, and I usually put it on the driver's side, but I've actually seen cars around town that are black and have that two red stripes slanted off the fender. There's a black Subaru Impreza with that, and I also saw a like a 2015 Camaro with that too. So it was just like, Jesus, thought I was being just thought I was being original there. All right, so here's pretty much the base paint job. That's the base design. Another thing I use to make it mine is these Stallion decals. So over here, I use the third gray over, kind of scooch that forward a little bit, duplicate, and then over again. This one's going to be in the same kind of goldish color that we've been using for the center stripe, and then the red. And as you can see, it's kind of an effect like, oh, it's in motion, it's fast. So duplicate the reverse, and wait for these three. And boom goes that dynamite. Okay, another thing I use, because this is GT and I love promoting before I'm on, I have the GT Planet decals, so paint that white, duplicate that on the reverse, flip that horizontally, and do the globe, shrink that down so it's just kind of in line pretty much right next to that, duplicate that on reverse, and flip that. And that's pretty much the base livery. So far as sponsors go, you can do pretty much whatever you want. But for me, what I typically do is I use pretty much what's already available to me. But here's the Gran Turismo logo, copy that on both sides. In the front, I do the Prolific Digital logo. Kind of shrink that down a little bit so it'll fit on there. Okay. And then what I also like to do, you can buy this at the Mileage Exchange whenever it's on, one of the tow arrows, and we'll just locate, you know, where there's a tow hook or a tow strap. It's over here. Alright, and then we kind of do the same thing for the rear. So, tow strap's right, tow hook's right in the center there. So shrink that down, flip it around. There we go. Okay then, so, back here I like using the, pretty much what manufacturer the car is. So, over here, forward, flip that reverse, flip that horizontally, and there we go on that. Sometimes I put other things over here as well. I'll leave it for now. And also if you want to tack anything onto this little rear plate here, you can pretty much do whatever you want with that. You can continue the stripes. Personally, I think it looks a little okay. And not to mention that it varies on all the different cars that you have, whether it'll go on to, like for example, the ground effects down there. Some cars will let you put paint and decals over on those. Rear wing, I like putting the tire sponsor on, just Bridgestone, and just blow that sucker up. There we go. And sometimes if there's some other sticker or whatever that I want to put on, I put it on the little winglets on the side, but you know, the sad thing is though, it also bleeds over onto the side of the wing, so you might want to have it low over here if you want to do that, so it doesn't bleed onto the main part of the wing. Alright, and side mirrors, I pretty much put my insignia again, or pretty much the Mustang symbol. Side, flip it. Alright, so the hood, my favorite decals to use. I like putting HKS at the top there, followed by PIAA. And my actual car, I use Mobil 1 for motor oil. Whenever I do a tune-up, I do NGK spark plugs. And then down there, I also like putting the manufacturer again. So, Ford's all the way down here, so here we go. Alrighty. So there's that. Let's see here. On the sides, on my production vehicles I usually use the Advan wheels, so I just, for the sake of consistency, use these. The actual rims I have here are actually Motegi Racing wheels, but I still have Advan up there for whatever. Springs I usually put right on side that, so Ebach or Ibach, never really heard that one pronounced before, and just make sure that's just consistent. Right under the mirror, I tend to put Tag Heuer. There we go. Next to that is usually Sparco. And then, because my audience is mainly on YouTube, I just put a little red YouTube just logo on the quarter panel. Usually it's a lot closer to the GT Planet logo, but whatever. Alright, and then left, put Bosch, pretty much right there. That's a little, you can move that over a little bit. There we go. Alright, move that over, and then add layer, and then put brakes, so let's do Brembo, just right on the bottom there. Okay, so over here, put K&N over next to wherever the exhaust is. Most of the times if it's in the rear of the car, then I'll put it on the rear. So for that, let's go to racing items, and just input a racing number. Number 94 is what I usually run. Windshield banners, usually it's normal. And then driver name, put in white because it's on a black background, and I always do yellow light covers. Alright, so now revisiting this, there's of course some kind of covers up some of the sponsors a little bit, so just kind of shrink that down and just kind of just modify it a little bit to, you know, make up for it. There we go. Okay, so, and just put Mac Tools right about here. And center there. Put Simpson. And the last one I tend to put is Momo. Alrighty, so kind of look at my car, see if I've got everything that needs to be there. And we should be good. Alright, so you save it. This one's Black Stallion Motorsports. Do a 3-color chip. First one, the main one's black always. Next one's red, and the next one is that yellow color. And we save that. And that's generally how I put together my racing liveries. So I hope you enjoyed that, and kind of looking forward to nice little spins on this design. Some neat little color combinations or little offshoots, little minor changes to the design, or just, you know, hopefully this gave you some ideas for you guys to use in your own paint jobs if you have GT Sport or Need for Speed or anything like that. I hope this kind of gave you some ideas of, you know, how to put together kind of a simple but kind of cool looking design. So, anyways, thank you very much. Be sure to like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you guys later.